Imagine living in a world where Big Brother watches you sleep, Big Brother watches you eat, and Big Brother watches you bathe. Big Brother is always watching. Living Without Privacy is Winston Smith, the protagonist of 1984 by George Orwell. Does a world without privacy sound familiar? Now imagine a world where instead of Big Brother, Twitter watches you sleep, Instagram watches you eat, and Facebook watches you bathe. Our world, one without privacy, is prophesied in 1984. Orwell's life, 1984's plot, and the novel's literary aspects award the prophetic prose with literary merit. Born as Eric Arthur Blair, George Orwell started his life in Motihari, Bengal, India. In May of 1917, he begins his studies at Eton Prep School in England. In 1933, Eric Arthur Blair adopts his pen name, George Orwell, from the River Orwell in East Anglia. 1984 becomes published in the year 1949. Sometime later, Orwell falls ill and dies of tuberculosis in a hospital on January 21st, 1950. Written in the form of a satire, 1984's allegorical story exploits the corrupt ways of the Communist Party and Joseph Stalin's dictatorship. 1984 takes place in the dystopian society of Oceania. Big Brother, Oceania's leader, represents Stalin. Two proles, Winston and Julia, represent the working class. Under constant watch of the telescreens, Winston and Julia despise their lack of privacy. As an act of rebellion, they engage in numerous affairs. The rebels represent an optimistic tone, even though their unorthodoxy could result in death. Orwell foreshadows Winston and Julia's fate many times throughout the novel. Their defiance leads to their downfall and serves as the basis for a possible theme. Rebels are always caught in the end. Along with plot, figurative language, and characterization deem 1984 a must-read. He felt as though a fire were burning in his belly. Their leaves stirred faintly in dense masses, like women's hair. These similes are a couple of examples of how figurative language in Orwell's novel make the story more relatable to a reader. Orwell's characterization paints a vivid picture in the mind of the reader and provides him or her with an opportunity to create images of the characters. Two examples are Winston and Julia. Orwell characterizes Winston as a smallish, frail figure with a meager body, fair hair, and soft skin, on page 2. Orwell characterizes Julia as a bold-looking girl of about 27 with thick, dark hair, a freckled face, and swift, athletic movements. Diction plays an important role in any novel, but in 1984, Orwell does an outstanding job of using his diction to stimulate feelings and create atmosphere. It is one reason I enjoyed reading the novel. Words such as harsh, gesticulating, and jeering create intimidating feelings, whereas words such as blossoming, cheering, and sanctuary create comforting feelings. 1984 also contains topics relevant to today. Orwell accurately predicts certain events in society such as deportation of whole populations and public executions. Being a fan of dystopian plots, I was intrigued by Big Brother's tyrannical rule and Winston's rebellion. Orwell's life 1984's plot and the novel's literary aspects award this dystopian novel with literary merit.